Alright, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do another Normal Mr. Nice Guy episode. Intimate relationships, nice guy conundrum. Why nice guys do not have intimate relationships. Let's jump back into it. So, just a bit of a background here. So, as a nice guy, in my younger years, I craved intimacy and the happiness. I had many chances, but because of my internalized toxic shame, I blew it or sabotaged it in a way. As in, some situations I would be the not so good nice guy, as Robert Glover says, Dr. Robert Glover says. Um, so I'd always like sabotage it in a way because I didn't believe or whatever because of the toxic shame. So here are some examples that Dr. Glover gives in his book for reasons for why we get in our own way for intimacy or for an intimate relationship. So it's toxic shame, the dysfunctional relationship they co-create. So both people in a relationship have to opt in together to create this dysfunctional relationship. The patterns of avoidance, recreating childhood family dynamics that you had in the childhood, unconscious need to stay monogamous to mother. So a lot of guys still have this unconscious need to stay monogamous to their mother, myself included, I think, from my research or my learning. They are bad enders. These are just a few examples from his books or from his book. So let's dive deeper into the first one on the list. The first one I'm going to look at is toxic shame. Toxic shame kills intimacy. It stops nice guys getting that real relationship that, because it requires intimacy. So what does that mean? It means vulnerability or making yourself visible to your partner or your wife or your LTR, whatever, right? Being able to look at your darkest parts of you and letting your wife or your LTR see that or look at it as well. Caveat: if she has earned the right. That does not mean you just go blurt out all your darkest, deepest secrets or traumas or things like that, right? She has to have earned the right to go into that space and not judge, in a sense, or can judge, but not cause more damage. Let's put it that way. And that sounds really scary. Especially for me, that sounds insanely out there. I don't know. That's something you'll have to come to terms to. You got to work it out, right? So, how else does this work? So, hiding at the cost of intimacy. Right. So because you need to, you're trying to keep people away from seeing your toxic shame, right, or these traumas or things that have happened to you. You hide your darkest part, and you never really let anyone in or get too close. As soon as anyone will get close, you will sabotage it, or that moment, or you'll point out some kind of flaw or error on the other person's side and shift the blame or the intention away from you, away from your toxic shame. And so, as a recovering nice guy myself, I agree that I have worked my entire life to become what other people want me to be while trying to hide my perceived flaws or my toxic shame. And as a result of this, eventually I just landed up reading books, playing games, watching anime. It was a lot easier than dealing with people. I didn't have to fake or have to mold myself to them. So it was just, my escape was just, okay, don't deal with people at all. I say Amala. Intimacy is a conundrum for nice guys. Right? It is a thing that they crave most. We want that intimacy. We want that kind of relationship where but at the same time, it represents everything we're scared of, or everything we try to hide from, or hide from people. So it's a very weird dynamic, or very unique. As Dr. Goldberger says, it's a balancing act. We're trying to balance getting our intimacy met and trying to keep people at arm's length. So it's a very weird scenario, conundrum. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is just a caveat on this whole situation. As Robert Love says, find a safe person. So, in my opinion, do not just go blurt out everything to your wife or your LTR. Rather, start with finding some male friends that you can trust. You gotta vet them, obviously. You gotta build that trust first. And then you start revealing yourself to them and figure out from there what you want your wife or your LTR to see in your dark spots, right? Because you are not required to reveal everything to your wife. If it's something like infidelity, lying, and stuff like that, then I would recommend you talk to your wife about bring that out. But if it's something about like abuse or some kind of trauma that's happened from your childhood, I think that just be self-aware about it and check has she earned enough trust to be let in without wreaking havoc. Let's put it that way. It takes a while to build up the courage for that. But yeah, so that's a very quick one today. Um, I'm trying to keep them to around 10 to 15 minutes because I always go very long. Um, so yeah, that is yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching and joining. Comment down below. Do you have a safe person? For me, my safe person is or was and is my brother-in-law or brother. He is my safe person that I can go to for stuff like the traumas or whatever. Yeah, and that's it. Let me know down below. See you in the next one. Cheers.